Ottawa's Kinaxis beefs up AI power with purchase of Toronto-based Rubikloud, The Globe and Mail. Fears of fresh virus wave hit Wall Street, S&P 500 slips below 3,000 points, Times of India. Buying a used electric car? Here's why you might want to steer clear of these models, Transport Evolved. U.S. futures, Asia stocks climb, dollar drops, markets wrap, Yahoo Canada Finance. WestJet's July schedule includes flights to the US and Canada, simple flying. Tesla Model S becomes world's first 400-plus-mile electric car, inside EVs. Ratings agency downgrades Air Canada over expected slow recovery for international travel, CP24 Toronto's breaking news. Newmarket, York Region move ahead to Stage 2 of reopening, newmarkettoday.ca. David's Tea Inc. may pursue formal restructure, hasn't paid rent in 3 months, CP24 Toronto's breaking news. Fairfax chairman Prem Watsa spends nearly $150 million to buy more shares of the company, CP24 Toronto's breaking news.